Hi children. So in the last classes you have studied about the reflection of light on plane surfaces and also on curved surfaces. So next another property of light, that is refraction. So here we are going to study about the refraction of light at plane surfaces. So before going to know about the concept of refraction, let us take some daily life examples through activities. So observe the activities carefully, okay. Afterwards we can discuss the principle behind the activities, okay.
Dear students, my name is N. Mahendra Reddy, School Assistant Physical Science, ZPHS Tangedugunta, Odi Cheruvu Mandal, Anantapur District, and also I am the District General Secretary of Janavijnana Vedika. Okay, so in the previous classes, that means in 9th class and 10th class, you have studied about the reflection. Okay, reflection at plane surfaces and also reflection at curved surfaces. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the refraction. So before going to study about the refraction, let us see few our daily life examples. Okay. So now I am going to show you some daily life examples. So for that purpose, okay. So I have taken 3 glasses, one for each example. Okay. So I have taken 3 glasses. In these 3 glasses, okay. So first in one glass, place lemon. I am keeping lemon. Okay. In one glass, and I am keeping a pencil in second glass, okay. So and I am keeping a coin in third glass, okay. So now you can see the size of the lemon here, okay, and the pencil also, coin. Okay. So now I am pouring water in all these 3 glasses. See how big the lemon appears. See now, let us see what happened to this pencil when we pour the water. So, are you find any difference before the activity and after the activity in the case of pencil? Definitely, you will find out the difference. So, at the surface of this water layer, you can see the pencil has broken. Okay. So actually that is not broken. So when water poured, then only it appears like that. Okay. So now I am pouring water in third glass. See the size of the coin, how it will appear. Do you find any difference? Definitely. Okay. So in all these 3 cases, in first case, the lemon appeared as big than the real one. Okay. In the second case, the pencil appeared as broken. In third case, the coin raised and also it appeared as big. Okay. So what is the principle behind it? I am going to explain about the refraction phenomena. మరి వక్రీభవనం అనే దాన్ని మనం ఒక చిన్న ఉదాహరణ ద్వారా మనము చూడబోతున్నాము. సో ఇలాంటివి మనం నిత్య జీవితంలో చాలా సార్లు చూసే ఉంటాము. సో లెట్ us see the example. So for that purpose we have taken one plastic mug and coin and water, okay. So this is the coin, okay. So now I am keeping this mug on the table, okay. So next I am taking one rupee coin, okay. So place the 1 rupee coin in the middle of the jar. So you are all able to see that coin, okay. So అక్కడ నుంచి మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే మెల్లగా వెనక్కి వెళ్ళండి. సో దాదాపుగా మీ కంటికి ఆ కాయిన్ కనిపించినంత దూరం వరకు వెళ్ళండి. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే pour water in the mug gently without disturbing the coin. కాయిన్ ని డిస్టర్బ్ చేయకోకుండా
స్లోగా మరి ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఆ కాయను మెల్లగా కనిపిస్తూ దగ్గరికి వస్తుంది. ఇంతకుముందు మనకు కనపడలేదు. మరి ఇప్పుడు వాటర్ పోసినప్పుడు ఆ కాయను మీకు కనిపించబడేటువంటిది జరుగుతుంది. మీ అందరికీ కాయను కనిపించిందా? మరి ఇది ఎలా సాధ్యమైంది? సో మరి దీని వెనకాల ఉన్నటువంటి ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఏంటి? సో దాని గురించి మనము డిస్కస్ చేద్దాము. ఓకే, సో మరి మనం ఇంతవరకు కూడా ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ద్వారా మనము చూసాం కదా రిఫ్రాక్షన్ సంబంధించినటువంటి యాక్టివిటీస్. సో మరి ఈ చివరి యాక్టివిటీలో మనకు మనము వెజల్ తీసుకున్నాము, ఒక ఎంటీ వెజల్ తీసుకున్నాము, దాంట్లో ఒక కాయిన్ ఉంచినాము. ఓకే, సో ఆ కాయిన్ ఉంచినప్పుడు మనకి ఫస్ట్ కాయిన్ కనిపించింది, ఈ విధంగా కనిపించింది. ఓకే, సో మరి మనం కాయిన్ నుంచి కొంచెం దూరం జరిగే కొద్దీ ఓకే, సో మనకు అది మన విజిబిలిటీలో లేకుండా పోయింది. ఓకే, సో దానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి ఒక రే డయాగ్రామ్ ఇది. సో తర్వాత మనం ఏం చేసాము, దాంట్లో వాటర్ పోసాము. మనము వాటర్ పోసిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ మనకి అది ఈ విధంగా కాయిన్ కనిపించబడేటువంటిది జరిగింది. ఓకే, సో మరి ఇక్కడ ఏం జరిగింది అంటే ఓకే, ఇక్కడ ఏం ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిందంటే దాన్ని మనము ఏమని చెప్తామంటే ఫర్మాట్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ అంటాము. Fermat principle. So Fermat principle, what does that Fermat principle says means light always chooses the path which takes the least time. Okay, so light always selects the path which takes least time. ఓకే, సో దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని ఈ లైట్ రే అనేటువంటిది ఆ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ దగ్గర అంటే ఎయిర్ తర్వాత వాటర్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ దగ్గర బెండ్ అయింది. ఓకే, సో ఇలా బెండ్ అయ్యేటువంటి దాన్ని మనం ఏమంటామంటే రిఫ్రాక్షన్ అంటాం. సో హౌ డస్ ఇట్ బెండ్స్ మీన్స్ బికాస్ ద చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ స్పీడ్ ఆఫ్ లైట్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ మీడియా. ఓకే, సో ఈ మీడియం చేంజ్ అయ్యేసరికి దీంట్లో ఆ స్పీడ్ లో చేంజ్ రావడం వల్ల దట్ లైట్ రే బెండ్స్ అట్ ద interface. Okay, so that's why refraction is defined as the bending of light ray at the interface of two media due to change in speed of light. Okay, so that is known as refraction. Okay, so the process of changing speed at an interface when light ray travels from one medium to another resulting in a change in direction is called refraction of light. Okay, so but along the normal, when the light travels along the normal, okay, it does not deviate. Okay, the process of refraction involves bending of light ray except when it is incident normally. Okay, when the light ray incident normally, it does not deviate. Okay, so this is the definition of refraction: bending of light ray due to change in speed of light at a different media is known as refraction. So here we can observe the refraction phenomena through in these figures. Okay, so in the first figure what is happening, this is the rarer medium, okay, and this is the denser medium. So here the light ray traveling from rarer medium to denser medium. So if you observe the refracted ray, okay, so when the light ray entering from rarer medium to denser medium, it is moving towards the normal, it is bending towards the normal. Okay, so this happens in the case of a light ray traveling from rarer medium to denser medium. Let us consider another example where the light ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. So denser medium means like water. Okay, the rarer medium means like air. Okay, so here the light ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. Okay, so when if you observe the diagram, okay, when the light ray entering from denser medium to rarer medium, so in rarer medium it is moving away from the normal. Okay, so here what is happening means, when does it happens like that means, okay, so if, okay, so here V1 is the speed of light in medium 1, V2 is the speed of light in medium 2, okay, and if V1 is greater than V2, if V1 is greater than V2, then the medium 1 is called rarer medium. So medium 2 is called denser medium. Okay, so when V1 is greater than V2, okay, so on the other hand, next if V2 is greater than V1, then medium 2 is called as rarer medium. Okay, medium 1 is called as denser medium. So that means in denser medium the speed of light is less. Okay, so now here this is called as incident ray. And the angle between incident ray and normal is called as angle of incidence. Okay, so next this is refracted ray. Okay, and the angle between refracted ray and normal is called as angle of refraction. Okay, so now to explain the process of refraction, we need to know about a constant called refractive index, okay, which is the property of transparent medium. So here, what does this refractive index says means, the extent of the change in direction that takes place when a light ray propagates through one medium to another medium is expressed in the form of refractive index, refractive index. Okay, so now the definition of refractive index is, the refractive index is the measure of bending of light ray when passing from one medium to another medium. It can also be defined as the ratio of velocity of light ray in an empty space to the velocity of light in a substance. N is, okay, so this is the formula, N is equal to C by V, where C is the velocity of light in vacuum and V is the velocity of light in the medium. Okay, so here there is no unit for refractive index. Okay, so because these two are same quantities, that is speed only. So okay, so here if N is more, V is less. Okay, so if N is less, then V is more. Okay, so what does it indicates? If N is more means the refractive index is more. If the refractive index value is more, then the V is less. That means speed of light in medium is less. Okay, how it happens? This denominator value is less. So there definitely the fraction value becomes more. So that's why we get N is more. Okay, so if N is more, V is less. So refractive index is more for a substance. The refractive index is more means the speed of light is less. Okay, so if the refractive index is less, then the speed is more. Okay, so if V is less, then that indicates it is denser medium. It is denser medium. So if V is more, we know that is rarer medium. That is a rarer medium. So from this also we can say that, okay, so if refractive index is more, it is denser medium. If refractive index is more, it is a denser medium. Okay, so if refractive index is less, okay, if refractive index is less, so then it is a rarer medium. Okay, so let us see some of the values of some materials of refractive index. Okay, so here refractive index of glass is given as a 3/2. Okay, so then how we will get the refractive index of glass? Okay, so we know that the formula of refractive index N is equals to C by V. So C value is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 by V, we don't know, and the value of N is given as 2 by 3. So that implies, so V is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 by 2 by 3. Okay, so that is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 by or 2 into 2 by 3. So here 3 get cancelled, then we get 2 into 10 power 8 is the velocity of light in glass. Okay, so this is the procedure of finding a velocity of light in a medium. Okay, so here some values are given. Okay, so refractive index of air is given as 1.003, ice is 1.31, water 1.33. Okay, so here diamond is have more refractive index, that is 2.42. Okay, so that means by this table we can say that refractive index is not same for all substance. Okay, so refractive index depends on the following substances. So that is nature of the material and wavelength of light is used. Okay, so again we will discuss how this wavelength of light depends on the affects the refractive index. Okay, so here one problem is given. Okay, so that is speed of light in a diamond is 1,24,000 kilometers. Find the refractive index of a diamond if the speed of light in air is 3 lakh kilometers per second. Okay, so what we have to find out? Refractive index N is equals to C by V. Okay, so in air it is given as 3 lakhs kilometers per second, and in medium it is given as 1,24,000 kilometers per second. Okay, so here 3 zeros cancel. Okay, so that is 300 by 124. So on cancellation, okay, on simplification, we will get the value 2.42. So this is the procedure of solving the problems to find out the refractive index. Okay, so this is about the refractive index. Okay, so this refractive index, in the case of refractive index, we are calling optically denser medium. Optically denser medium need not to be denser substance, mass dense substance. Okay, so how can we say that? Means let us see this example. So water, that is kerosene is refractive index of kerosene is 1.44. Refractive index of kerosene is 1.44. Okay, but actually it is less dense than water, whose refractive index is less than kerosene. Okay, so that means refractive index of water is less, but the density is more, but the density, mass density is more. Okay, so that's why we can say optically denser medium need not to be mass denser. Okay, so now afterwards we can discuss about relative refractive index.